on this end as well. Cool.
All right.
So I'm gonna. By this point, I've already done like an introduction and talked about the project, and y'all, I think, are gonna be episode 2, 1 or 2. I'm not sure yet. But I am so fucking thrilled that this album is coming out. It is so good, y'all. It is so good. Have you heard it? Did you know how good it is?
Yeah. Yeah.
We've heard it a few times, yeah.
Just a few.
So
man.
you two are the kind of the musical geniuses behind this whole thing. First of all, for folks who don't know who the hell you are, who are you? What do you do? What's your thing?
So we are Towers. That's our stage name.
As a band name, yes.
We are also Kyle and Greta Miller. And what we do is we create things and we make things in all kinds of different facets, but mostly music. We've made children. We've made records. We've made...
Tell me more about that one. I'm just kidding.
When two people love each other.
But yeah, that's kind of a little bit about us. And we're passionate about being advocates for the LGBTQ community. So
yes.
So, like Tower said, gay rights. Let's put out an album.
Yes, we're here for it.
Exactly.
When June Young, who's the executive director of Beloved Arise, approached y'all with this project, what was like the initial reaction you had?
Oh man, it was funny because following Beloved Arise and just loving the content they were putting out, and randomly kind of just sent them like a fangirl message on Instagram and was like, thank you for what you do, basically. Which I don't do often, but I was just like, yeah, thank you for what you do. And they messaged back, and we kind of started dialoguing a little bit and getting to know each other. And June had said, we have this dream of making an album someday and making an album dedicated to queer youth of faith. And I was like, well, we have a recording studio in our backyard. So if that's ever something you're serious about or want to talk more about, I would love to talk about that.
Yeah, we casually have a studio back here. No big deal.
So it kind of just started there, really. And then since then, we've been able to form a really sweet friendship with June and meet a lot of his other team. And yeah, I can't believe that it actually happened, and it'll release soon.
Yeah, like when June said that this was happening, I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Because this is not like, for me, like I've been around like queer faith spaces for a while, so like this wasn't the first time that someone was like, we should make some kind of out queer faith music-y thing.
Right.
But there was just this is me as an Enneagram 8 talking, but just like I hate consensus building. I hate trying. It's not that I don't want to include everyone. It's that just like there's more than enough projects in the world for us to just create this thing and then create the next thing with somebody else too. And it was just it was an incredible thing to finally see a group of humans come together and produce something, because this is the first of its kind.
Yeah, we were so excited about it. I feel like my initial reaction, because I was kind of on the sidelines while Greta was doing all of the like communication at first with June, and it just felt like it was such an easy yes. It felt so natural. It wasn't even something I feel like we even really talked much about. It was kind of like, yeah, we're going to do that, and we'll just figure out how to do it later after we've said yes. So
yeah, and I think starting with the collaboration aspect of like, okay, we want these to be all different artists from all different genres and all different faith backgrounds and everything, and just we want it to be diverse. And I feel like that was such a fun process, trying to figure out who should be on this album. We ask, and we asked some people and they couldn't do it, and that was okay. But it was just so sweet to see this team come together in such a special way.
Yeah, it's featuring some real, like, actually what I loved is like there are friends of mine on it. I'm just like, oh my god, Blake, hi.
Yes, that's awesome.
It was just so
I love
good.
That.
Me and Blake go back to like before he came out, so like, way.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That's
my gosh. Crazy.
It's funny because before I had even started talking about this project, I had seen some of your videos and I thought that the whole like, Reliant Gay thing was like yes. Didn't you do like the hashtag
I
like
loved it.
Reliant
Yes,
Gay
me and Grace were doing some shit together.
And I'm sure you've posted like so many other beautiful songs, but I was just like, this is the best.
No, actually, if I'm being honest, no, I haven't really posted a lot of many other songs. That's it.
Okay. Well, I like it. Keep it up. Keep it coming.
Well, thank you. There is a part of me that dead ass has a dream, and I've said so. Back in the day, I was a worship leader. Said every queer Christian or just queer musician afterwards, we all got to start in the church. That's nearly a universal truth. But I loved leading worship, and I've been figuring out recently, like, what was it about those songs and those spaces that made them so moving and powerful. And I really do think that it did have something to do with the person who was leading, the person who was singing it, like, this. And so I had this like thing click in my mind of just like, if there's something that, speaking of Grace Baldridge, her album that she dropped, what do they say, that she game-stopped the Christian music industry by like just like getting TikTok to chart it. And I'm just like, oh, so this shows us that this is no longer an anomaly. Like, it's been done before. Like, we actually can create music that can go mainstream and be inclusive and be powerful and be uplifting, and not be exclusive either.
Exactly. Yeah. No. Yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah.
I think we need that, and I think for so long there's been such a black and white line between this is Christian music and this isn't, and I think that that's so weird, and it needs to be blurred, and it needs to be all over the place. And I mean, that's what faith is. It's not black and white. It's not kept in this little box when it's done well, I think. So I feel like the music around that should be the same.
Yeah. What, if you don't mind me asking, what is y'all's faith background? Where do you come from?
We both come from kind of more evangelical backgrounds, like non-denoms.
Oh yeah, them non-denoms who we're not evangelical. Yeah. We just believe the Bible.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, I mean, over the years, my faith has come into a space where it's a bit titleless. If I were to,
I like that.
And I'm not sure if I ascribe to like a particular title right now, and part of that is because I'm seeing so much of the divine in everything. I really love reading about Jesus. I love reading, but I find just as much truth in reading the poetry of Rumi or Hafiz, some of these more like Sufi poet style truths, I think. So yeah, I guess I practice more of like a Christian faith, but I would say if I were to really like nail it down, it doesn't really have much of a title anymore. Which is why I was really excited about this project, is I feel that I still interact with the divine and have a practice of trying to interact with the divine. But and so I felt like this was a cool project, maybe almost a healing project for me, coming out of that world, to be able to ascribe some meaning back into that space in a way that I really cared about and wanted other people to feel included in. So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's been really cool. I mean, we've been married for 9 years now, and watching us both just change and have our own journeys with our spirituality. I've been really thankful for the fact that we're both on the same page, where like, it's okay if he has his own journey and I have my own journey. Like, we don't always have to be on the same page to be loving each other and be investing in our marriage. And so I feel like for me, it's been similar in the ever evolving openness of my faith. And that will hopefully always continue. But I think for me, I don't mind the title of Christian. I think that I would probably be more on the side of like, how do we redeem what that word is? Because for a lot of people, that can be like a really yucky label. And I think we've seen that play out a lot recently. And
you don't say. Yeah, I can't think of anything like that.
I don't know, like what, maybe. I don't know. Just sometimes, occasionally.
Just sometimes.
Yeah, so I love, that sometimes it's like, man, we just got to scratch that title and start over. Sometimes it's like, how do we redeem that and create a new thing around it and put new language to what that can mean for people.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, I still help out with a church community here in Arizona where we're at, and it's an affirming, really open, beautiful community, and I hope that more spaces can continue to happen like that in the world.
Mm-hmm. What part of Arizona do you live in?
We're in Flagstaff. It's like northern Arizona. We're kind of like 2-ish hours away from the Utah border, and
kind of close to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah,
very deserty.
Yeah, high desert.
Oh, that's what I need that right now. In the South, we are entering like technically it's like late spring, but it really just feels like winter and wet winter again, all over again. So not my favorite.
Where are you right now?
Atlanta, Georgia, the best city in the South.
Come on now.
Well, listen,
we love Atlanta.
It's a good time. I also like if you ever come through here, I've got a guest room with a real bed. Real furniture.
Be careful.
I'm an
adult. Be careful because we'll hit you up.
No, things about me. You think I'm joking. Like, here's the thing. I don't say anything I don't mean anymore. I stopped lying after my ex and me broke up.
I love that.
There's redemption for all. So
seriously, we have a guest room, and you're always welcome here. Come visit us, please.
I'm going on tour this summer. I'm getting in my car and just driving and creating small events all over the place. So who knows? Maybe we'll get together in Flagstaff and do something.
Please do. That would be so much fun.
Let's party.
Flag is incredible.
I love event planning. I'm here for it.
I'll text you later. Party.
Okay.
Not to, bring it back to like the task at hand or like the thing we came here to talk about. The recording process, working with these artists, they flew in from all over to your recording studio to make this happen. So what was the process of working with all these people and in pretty short amount of times when you had them, I assume, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them were here just like 3 days. So in total, most of this, I would say, like 70 to 80% of this album was actually, well, am I actually using the right percentage there? So we had two people fly out to be with us out of the 10. And then the other ones, we worked remotely with them.
Well, no, nice. Jay was here too.
Our Jay was here.
So yeah, and then our song. So
4 out of the 10.
4 out of the 10
were recorded directly here, but some of them were recorded kind of hybrid style in other studios, in our studio.
I fucking love
some
technology.
Of them I know, it's amazing. Some of them were like fully produced here, where Greta and I had like a lot more of the creative input, but some of them the artists just sent us the song. Like Blake is incredible, works with incredible people. Right? And just sent us the song, and it was done, and I was like, this is incredible. Yeah. We put it on the record. So some of them were more hands-on. Wonderful. Some of them were more, they just have what they have going on, and we trust them. And so those were really fun for us to like get those as little presents, in our inboxes.
Yeah, Tim and Tyson just sent their songs complete, ready to go. And but then someone like Alex Blue, she recorded her vocals and piano in Nashville, and then we recorded everything else here. We got to add percussion and bass, and I got to sing background vocals, so it's really sweet collaborating.
Can I tell you, I was literally walking around my neighborhood, walking my dog, sobbing, listening to that track, especially when she broke into the Hebrew. And I'm talking like crocodile tears in like my workout shorts, hair pulled back and sweating.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
I think Alex Blue is such a special musician, person, mom. To me, she's so incredible and kind of underrated. Like, I want people to know about her and
she
her
really
music. So
she
I'm
really is like she is that girl that people be sleeping on. Like, she's been around for a while too. Like, her career goes back to like semi CCM land too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It was fun to work with her. That was one of those really remote projects, but it was fun to pass ideas back and forth, and so that's a little bit about it.
I love it. So when you're this album, like the subtitle is Love Songs to Queer Youth of Faith, Volume 1. So what does that even mean? Because I feel like that could mean a zillion different things.
I know, and it probably could mean different things depending on who you are, right? At some point when we release art, it's like not up to us anymore what it means. So I guess it's out of our hands. But if I were to like add any sort of influence on what I think it means, for me, I think this feels like a message from people who believe that LGBTQ people are divine, made on purpose to be that way, and that these songs have an element of acknowledging that divinity, but are not exclusive to people who acknowledge that. It's not, you don't have to ascribe to a faith at all in order for these songs to be love messages to you. I think it's just about the humanness and recognizing divinity really is what this project personally for me was. And I think each artist may have a different conviction in that, which I think's powerful. I think we should all have. I'm glad that we all do. So yeah, when I think about the subtitle, that's what I think about is this is a record for LGBTQ youth, that they may know that they are loved, and that's kind of it. Like, we want them to know that, and we want them to know that we think they're created beautifully. Seemed important to us, but simple enough. So do you have anything to add to that?
I don't know. You said that really well. I think there's something so special about getting a love letter. And I don't know how many people still do that today. Like intentionally handwrite a love letter to someone and give it to you. But I feel like, I don't know, I just love that visual because I think it seems so personal and so intimate. And that's what this feels, though we're obviously not handwriting love letters. I hope it feels like, wow, like I feel seen. I feel like someone is recognizing my beauty and like just telling me how lovely I am. And that's kind of why we chose the album title Serenade, because when you serenade someone, it's like you're just professing your love for them in song, And
it is one of the most intimate things that one can both do and one can receive, because if someone is serenading you, like singing to you, like you have to be open to receiving that. You have, and
there's such a vulnerability,
And I was thinking about the way that so often, like, I feel like God has been for many people. Let me just speak for myself. Growing up in evangelicalism, God was always, because I was also Pentecostal, so like we always talked about God as lover, being the lover of our souls. And we never, but like the thing about it is like that was actually devoid of anything within the body, because like it's just like we bypassed this thing that we have to work with and went straight for this other thing that like this ethereal, something we can't exactly nail down, and just said, yeah, lover of our soul, absolutely, without actually understanding it. And what I loved about just from the moment I turned on the album was feeling that same kind of presence, that same kind of power, that same kind of whatever it was we feel in church, that hit me. And I'm like, oh, this is what it means to feel the Spirit, to be in love, to like have Spirit be the lover of my soul. This is what God is doing in those moments.
Right.
And I think a lot of times I grew up those old songs feel like they're so like reminding me of what I've lost. And what these songs are doing are telling me like, oh, like there's still a path forward. Like you were told that your life ended here, but in fact, your life is just beginning again.
I love that. I love hearing you're the first person outside of all of the just inner circle of the people who've been working on this that I've gotten to hear your opinion. So this is so cool for me. And I love that it's so wide. Like, I think that it just can, it's just cool when you put something out there with a simple intention, and it's like, there is something that just happens in that freedom, that unlocks a bunch of stuff I didn't anticipate it being unlocked, like what you just said. Like, that's so cool to think about. So thanks for telling me that. That's really awesome.
I mean it. Like, I the people that I work with, it's like, I know this is like a love, like an album for queer youth of faith, but like, it is going to heal every single youth group kid who got hurt. Oh, my eyes are full of water. They're coming. It's coming. Ah!
Yes, let it flow. I hope so. And we have too many friends who have gone through that, too many people that we love, and we've seen that happen to. And man, maybe even times where we've participated in it unknowingly. And
right.
I think that I hope for that healing to happen in a big way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can almost be retroactive, and like, although it's for present LGBTQ youth, it can be for anyone who was a youth.
Which is technically anyone who's still alive and not a youth.
Yeah.
You used to be.
Exactly.
So you used to be one.
It can be for everyone.
I mean, and that's like when I work with my clients around inner healing work, around like addressing the sorrows and the pains of our, evangelical upbringing for many of us, or from churches, or any, actually, like, this is across the board. If you come from any sort of fundamentalist religion that rejected you for your queerness, it absolutely, like, that part of you is still wounded. That part of you still is hurting. And that's the part of you that needs healing. And so as I'm walking around the neighborhood, hearing a song that says, I'm learning to love myself, it was like, if I had this at 13, 14, I can't imagine how different my life would be. I can't imagine, I can't imagine what it would be like to have bypassed all those years of depression, to know that there was somebody in my corner. Like, that's why it's, oh shit, dude. That's why this album is so powerful for me. It's because that child self that was wounded, that high school self that was hiding, he's still, like, it's almost just like, ooh. I didn't know that there was a part of me that was still hiding, that there was a part of me that was still hurting, still scared. And we don't know we have those parts until we run up against them. And so it's such a gift. This album is going to be such a gift to so many people because, and I know it's for queer youth and whatnot, but God, it's if it's good for the kids, it's good for all of us, baby. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think I've even, going back to like the original conversation of the subtitle, like, if I had a fear around the subtitle, it would be that it would initially not communicate, I feel like, what we're talking about now, which is that super deep essence that it is for LGBTQ youth. It ripples to all of us. Like, yes, we're all one. We're humanity together. And when one person is suffering, we're all suffering. And I think even the people who don't realize, who are like the perpetrators, like the ones that the antagonists, the people who have hurt you, they're suffering in a way, because they're becoming less human, I think, in oppressing marginalized people. And so, I think it's like, this record is for humans. Maybe you should have been our subtitle.
An album for humans.
An album for humans, yeah.
All human.
Yeah.
No, that is just, that's it. Like, and I mean, also that's what's really good about good art, is that, you can have like a particular audience, but like good art is going to transcend that. Which I think is what like good spirituality does, right? That's what good theology does. Is it really does. If it's good theology, if it's true everywhere. God is love. is true in Christianity, in Islam, and is in Judaism, and every faith, any faith system that's worth its weight in something is truly centered around, like, if you strip it all back, what's the one thing? Jews say the Lord is God, the Lord is one. Muslims say, there's only one, there's Allah is the only God, and Muhammad is his prophet. Christianity says, I believe that Jesus is the Christ. Buddha said, the Buddha says, let go of everything so that you can have everything.
Right. There's so many common denominators, right, across all of that stuff. And that, I think that's an important conversation to me, because I do feel like part of my upbringing was fear of the other,
any other religion was going to try to convert me.
Right. And there, but there's something that we're missing within all of it, and something that that could be learned. So I think my only apprehension in actually starting this project was I was like, well, this is kind of where I'm at, spiritually, and is that okay if I bring that into this project? Because I can't personally bring into this project the title Christianity, although I have come to like love the parts of Christianity that I love. But I think being able to express all of that was really important. And if I had to do anything over again with Volume 2, I feel like I would go deeper into that world of representation that I feel like we cast the net really wide to get people who kind of believed all kinds of different things. But I feel like if there was one shortcoming, it would be that I hope people know that about this particular project, is that it is a project for people who believe in whatever that is, Yes. Yeah.
A project for people who believe.
Yeah. Am I speaking out of turn? I don't know.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that.
I mean,
I'm probably listen to this later and be like, "What?"
I mean, I'm gonna send everything to them ahead of time. So anything that's pure heresy, they will edit out for sure.
Okay. I love June Young so much. What a friend.
Truly, like, my heart and soul. We've never actually met in real life, but we talk on the phone 4 times a week.
Seriously.
All the time. Yeah. I call him up when I'm bored. I call him up when I'm happy. I call him up when I'm sad. He's just one of my good Judies now. And I think it's really because, like, when he asked, he introduced me to his crew, wanted me to collaborate on some stuff. But it's because Beloved Arise is a good project. It's because Beloved Arise is creating these spaces for queer youth of faith to flourish for the first time. Because I've been there, I've preached with these, I've done sermons and retreats with them. Most of them, a good chunk of them, don't have an affirming space within 100 miles of them. Right. Some people are in different remote parts of Europe and Africa, and they are finally getting a space to just be a queer kid of faith.
It's so important.
And if that existed when I was a kid, I was somebody who was incredibly depressed. I was somebody who was self-harmed. I was somebody who almost wasn't here. And so the work that Beloved Arise does, and I think that's what all of us are united around. It's just we have to protect our kids. We have because right now there's a whole narrative out there that says that they do not belong in this world.
We got invited to just share a couple songs for their little get together that they do on Monday nights, and I was holding back tears
every time I'm there,
because when I see everyone joining and I see their pronouns up and their it's people, we're all zoomed out, from this last year, but that image was so poetic, so beautiful, and the work that they do is so important. We need to keep, I think, in my opinion, propping that work up and supporting it. So
yeah. Oh man, great humans. Seriously, and even with this project, getting to meet the people we got to meet and bring some friends out to our studio. We got to hang out with Mel, who is a part of the queer youth community, and she submitted a song for the song competition, and
it's so got chosen. Good.
Well, yeah. Oh my gosh, she killed it. And so that was so fun, just getting to really hear her story and hear why she wrote the song and why it matters to her and what she wants to communicate through that. And how spaces like Beloved Arise can be so healing and so important right now. And then we also got to hang out with Ella, and Ella is actually one of the leaders for Beloved Arise. She gets to have her small group girls and hang out and do all the things and with all of her beautiful people in that organization. And I just loved getting to dive deeper into really seeing what these leaders are doing and how they're making an impact.
They really are. It's amazing. And so if that was a little bit gibberish to y'all like listening or watching this later, Beloved Arise has a youth group called Rebel. It meets Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go to belovedarise.com to get plugged in. No, belovedarise.org? Belovedarise.org.
Yeah.
It's an org.
.org.
And also follow them at beloved_rise on all social media. Before we wrap up, before we head on out, would you please tell humans on the internet where they can connect with you, your work, and all that good stuff?
So you can connect to our work via any of the like major platforms. So, Towers Music is spelled TOW''RS. You can go to our website. You can follow us on Instagram at Towers Music. Again, no E.
No E, because vowels are out. It's 2021. We didn't have enough money to buy it because they didn't send us another stimulus check, and so we couldn't afford it.
Right. Just gotta mix it up. We gotta,
Yeah, we gotta be frugal in 2021 with our vowels.
Can't afford those vowels.
That's exactly right. Those are the places you can check out what's going on. We're pretty active on all of them. So, and then this record's coming out June 4th, and you can go and pre-save it at Beloved Arise's website. So please go and do that. Yep.
And all those links to pre-save the album Serenade is going to be in the links in the description. Please go save it on Spotify. Please go save it on Apple Music. Whether you're watching this over on YouTube or listening to this later on A Tiny Revolution, thank you for tuning in. My name is Kevin Garcia. This was Towers, and we'll see you next time. Till next time, everyone, please take your meds, call your person, shake your ass a little bit, eat something delicious, move your body in a way that feels good, and do something this weekend that you wouldn't normally do for yourself. Go on a hike, be out in nature. Make yourself a meal that you really enjoy. What's your advice for the weekend, y'all?
Oh, man. A fun thing we normally don't do. We were just looking into a thing called salt floating. That you could look up that later if you want to go have a nice meditative salt
Everyone
float.
Goes salt float.
I love a float tank. I'm that girl.
Why not? I haven't tried it yet, but I'm ready. I'm here. Let's check that out.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kevin.
All right, I'm going to hit